Personal watercraft, or a PWC, is an extremely fast and unbelievably powerful recreational vessel. They are incredibly fun to operate, but could also pose a dangerous risk if operated irresponsibly. Keep in mind that the PWC you are renting is a high-performance boat. It is not a toy. Be sure to carefully observe and follow the instructions and safety rules you will receive from your rental livery operator. Taking the proper precautions can keep yourself and others safe. As you are operating your PWC, make sure you have enough gas to return back to the rental livery. A good rule of thumb regarding fuel is 1/3 out, 1/3 back in, and 1/3 in reserve. Pay close attention to the required safety equipment provided by the livery operator. This may include a life jacket, fire extinguisher, horn or whistle, engine cutoff switch lanyard, and other important equipment. The first, if not most important safety step is to wear a life jacket. PWC operators, passengers, and persons being towed are all required by law to wear a life jacket at all times. Life jackets must be U.S. Coast Guard approved, properly fitted, appropriate for your activity, and in good condition. We recommend that you check the label to ensure that the life jacket is approved for use on personal watercraft. Life jackets are available in various types and styles. Wearable types include Type 1, 2, 3, 5, Level 70, and Level 100. In nearly every state, all PWC operators, passengers, and persons being towed by a PWC are required by law to wear a properly fitted U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket at all times. Inherently buoyant life jackets are required on PWCs. Check the life jacket label to see if it's not for PWC. Wearing a wetsuit or a wetsuit bottom can provide additional protection while operating a PWC. Materials that are thicker, a tighter weave, water repellent, and closer fitting create a layer of safety between you and the jet thrust nozzle if you happen to fall in the water. Additional protective equipment such as footwear, eyewear, and gloves are also encouraged. Before heading out on the water, make sure your rental operator shows you how to attach the engine cutoff device lanyard, how to start the PWC, and how to operate your specific vessel. Your PWC will be equipped with an engine cutoff switch lanyard. Before starting the engine, attach the lanyard to your wrist or life jacket. This engine cutoff switch lanyard will stop the engine in case of a fall, and it is required by law that you must wear it at all times. Consult your rental operator for instructions on how to start the engine. In most cases, it's as simple as choking the engine and pushing the start button. To stop the engine, simply press the stop button. As a new operator, it's important that you take it slow to get a feel for how your PWC handles. Take your time to become a comfortable and confident operator. One of the main differences between operating a vehicle on land versus in the water is once the throttle is released, you will lose the ability to control the movement of the PWC. You will not be able to steer the vessel. This is extremely important to remember when trying to maneuver around an obstacle in the water. It is imperative to keep the engine running if you need to turn, even slightly. Some PWCs are equipped with off-throttle steering capabilities. Some have braking mechanisms. Check with your rental livery operator to see what equipment your PWC is outfitted with. The throttle controls your speed. Apply the throttle lever on the handle to accelerate and reduce it to slow down. The handlebars move the jet thrust nozzle, directing thrust in different directions to steer the PWC. The steerage for a PWC is from the back and not the front. Do not release the throttle when trying to steer. Without thrust, you cannot steer the PWC. Remember, PWCs cannot stop quickly, so take early action to avoid collisions. Most PWCs do not have brakes. If your PWC does have a braking system, make sure to ask your rental operator how it works. Even with brakes, a PWC cannot stop immediately and is subject to wind and wave action. Operate your watercraft with the assumption that you won't be able to stop on a dime. Go slow and give yourself plenty of space to stop. Maintain proper lookout and scan constantly with sight and hearing. PWC accidents can occur because of the operator's inexperience, inattention, or failure to look out for hazards, swimmers, other boaters, and shoreside structures. In addition, lack of knowledge of the navigational rules of the road tend to cause accidents. Do not challenge larger vessels or sailing vessels. Operators should continuously scan the water for people, signs, objects, and other boats, especially other PWCs. Before making turns, scan to the right, left, and behind your PWC. Be especially alert for towing vessels and never cross between a towing vessel or the person or vessel being towed. Be alert for conditions that limit your visibility or block your vision of others. Always operate at safe speeds, taking into consideration the conditions around you. This includes other boats, weather, and visibility. Remember, a PWC is not a toy. It is your job to operate it responsibly. While it might be tempting to test the limits, avoid aggressive maneuvers and keep your speed under control. Keep a safe distance away from people, objects, and other boats, including other PWCs. Don't weave through boats that are underway, stopped, or anchored. Do not follow directly behind other PWCs or boats. Do not ride at night. Your PWC does not come with navigation lights. Not only is it unsafe, but most states do not allow PWC operation at night. Do not go near others to spray or splash them with water or make sharp turns, as it can confuse other boaters or cause injury to yourself, your passengers, or others. Never cut in front of another PWC or boat. As a reminder, a PWC is a high-performance boat, not a toy. Ride within your limits and avoid aggressive maneuvers to reduce the risk of loss of control, ejection, and collision. Sharp turns or jumping wake or waves can increase the risk of back or spinal injury, facial injuries, broken legs, ankles, or other bones. Do not overload the PWC, as this will have a profound impact on steering and stopping. Be sure to review the PWC's capacity label to be safe. Only tow if the PWC you are renting is designed and equipped for towing. A PWC equipped for towing should have a factory-installed towing hook, not installed aftermarket. Remember, it takes 3 to ski. In addition to the operator, there must be a spotter available to keep an eye on the person being towed at all times. Know and follow all state requirements related to towing. As a parent, be sure to check the state's minimum age requirements for operating a PWC. We suggest researching ahead of time. Just because your child can reach the throttle does not mean they should. As a good rule of thumb, riders' feet should be able to reach the footwell floor. They should be able to hold on to the handholds or the person in front of them. No passengers should sit in the front of the operator. The jet drive intake has tremendous suction and will pull loose items through the jet drive, much like a powerful vacuum. Items such as long hair, sand, stones, fishing line, loose clothing, or life jacket straps can become entangled in moving intake parts, resulting in severe injury or drowning, not to mention expensive damage to the vessel. Be sure to keep the objects away from the intake grate. Do not apply the throttle when anyone is standing or swimming anywhere near the PWC, especially near the rear or stern. Water or any debris exiting the jet thrust nozzle can cause serious injury. If you capsize a PWC in open water, swim to the rear of the PWC and turn it upright. Most PWC manufacturers have placed a decal at the bottom or rear of the vessel that indicates the direction to roll your PWC to return it to an upright position. If no decal exists, ask your rental livery operator so you know which way to right the craft. If you roll it over the wrong way, you could damage the PWC. When out on the water, keep yourself and others safe, boat responsibly, and make safety-conscious decisions when operating the PWC defensively. Always wear your properly fitted, Coast Guard-approved life jacket. We want you to have a fun and safe experience out on the water. Your actions and adherence to the recommendations and regulations in this video and those of your livery are essential to having a safe and enjoyable experience.